Welcome back. This is going to be a two things in one video. We're going to satin stitch this symbol right here, and then we're going to satin stitch the salam as for this salam world part. Probably going to run this through this kind of quick. This is a standard satin stitch job. You've seen me do satin stitches quite a few times. I'm going to satin stitch this entire project right here, just doing satin stitches all the way around, not worrying about my understitching or my running stitch. And then I'm going to put it all together and let Inkstitch do all of the underpaths and not do any trims and all that. So it should come out as one nice cohesive piece. And that's what we're shooting for. So we're going to start right away. I've got it loaded up in Inkscape here. The first thing I'm going to do is go to Layer and Objects and turn that opacity down right there, just like that. I'll turn on my mouse indicator, maybe. There we go. And turn my opacity down so when I'm working around it, I can see what I'm doing and what I'm doing differently than what it is. Having done that, we're just going to jump right in. I'm going to grab my Bezier tool. I'm going to zoom in so I can see what I'm doing up close. And we're just going to start drawing. Two right there. That's one line. We're going to come down here. I'm going to start right about there and come out. And we're just basically going to follow the same, somewhat the same click pattern as what we had down at the bottom. We're going to curve it all around anyway. Alrighty. Once I've done that, I'm going to select my nodes tool. I'm going to go ahead and push shift and click that one as well. I'm going to go Control A for all. I'm going to press shift and select the ones on the end so that they don't curve. And then I'm going to hit make selected nodes auto smooth. Yeah, that one. So we should get a pretty close to what we need here. Make a few minor adjustments. Pretty close. That all looks pretty good. This one here's coming out a little bit. We'll turn it back around and scoot this one up. Probably didn't need to curve that one, but we did. Now I'm going to grab my pencil and do some rungs. We're not worried about straight across horizontally, so I'm not going to press Control. We just want it straight across the piece, except for here. We're going to start that turn a little early, and we're going to come out of that turn a little late. Yeah, something like that. Come on down here. All right, so everything that we've drawn path-wise, that is all that first column. We're going to select all those. We're going to hit Control K to combine, extensions, Inkstitch params. Jump into params, set that as a custom satin column. We have a very nice looking satin column. Outstanding. Hit apply and quit. Move on to the next piece. It doesn't matter where you go from here because we're going to let Inkstitch connect it all. All right, so from here, I think I'm going to go ahead and do this one up here. You need to make sure that you go inside of the previous one a little bit. I'm kind of going to start here. I know I said go inside, but it'll make sense in a minute. I promise. So we're going to go ahead and do this one all the way around. Make those clicks closer together in this tight turn right here and coming out. Then we're going to go to this point right here. Now we're going to do the other side of this one a bit more on the inside. I think, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to adjust this one just a little bit. Move that out. So that it's something like that. Now I'm going to move this one down here. Okay. Now we're going to continue drawing around. We're going to start roughly right about here. And do the same thing. Follow that on around. Again, when you get to the sharp turn, make those clicks a little closer together. And there, and there. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to grab the nodes tool. We're going to push shift and select the other line as well. We're going to hit Control A. We're going to press shift and hold it and unselect the ones on the end. And I'm also going to unselect that one. Make nodes symmetric. Look at it. Look pretty good. Good. Make us some rungs like we did before. Right here, you actually want to make that turn a little early so that it kind of leans into the turn. That's sort of what you're looking for, leans into the turn. And then over here, we're going to go kind of the other way so that it comes leaning out of the turn. And then we can straighten up all the way to the end. So we should be good. First one's the first column. Control K, extensions, Inkstitch, params. Bring it back to the front for me. Custom satin column. How's it look? Leaning into the turn. Do you see that lane? Oh, that looks good. Oh, that looks good. Outstanding. Hit apply and quit. Oh, yeah. All right, so this one here. This one here. What I want to do with this one is we're going to start. It kind of starts right here, but we're going to start back here. Right about here. You want to start on the inside of that other satin column. And again, the sharper your turn, the more clicks you want to put into it. And that looks good. There to there to there. And we're going to finish somewhere inside there. Because we're going to have to figure out how we're going to work this in. Good question. Probably another satin stitch, I'm guessing. So we're going to start right about here. And just come out to here. And then we're going to go around. And that's going to make that. That's going to make that little extension of a satin column look a lot better. And we're going to go on down to here. Yeah, just finish it on down there, I guess. And back to the nodes tool. Select both sides. Control A to select all. Push shift, hold it in. Grab these nodes to unselect them. Unselect that one, and that one. And we look pretty good. Looks pretty good. Go into our pencil. Frost. We're going to take this, again, we're going to take this turn a little early. And then we're going to come out of that turn a little late. Take this turn again a little early. We're going to make sure we're cutting straight across that piece right there. And then we're going to come out of the turn late. And we're going to finish off about like that. So 1, 2 are done. This should be number 3. Control K, extensions, Inkstitch, params. Oh, I didn't combine, did I? Or did I? No, I didn't. Combine, extensions, Inkstitch, params. That's what the params looks like when you didn't combine. Just wanted to show you that. Comes on around, sweet. Nice, sweet little sweep. Right, looks good. Hit apply and quit. Now, what to do here? Okay, so I think, and I've been saying more and more, with what I'm showing here, what I'm showing you is not the right way to do it. It is a way to do it. So keep that in mind, and then we're going to run this on down. Probably just leave it just like that. Put in. We're going to put in a couple of rungs. And this is pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward thing. To make sure we get just that piece that we just worked on, which is there to there. Control K, extensions, Inkstitch, params. Satin column, custom satin column. Apply and quit. Alrighty, moving right along. Not too bad, not too bad. We're not too far from being done on this one. Going to come through here. Now what you can do, you kind of want, I think you kind of want the one we already did to stitch first before the one we're doing now. You can adjust that after Inkstitch has done its auto route. You can redirect that if it doesn't come out the way you wanted it to, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get to show you how to do that. That little piece of a tail that goes across there is not going to hurt anything, honestly. So on this one here, we're going to stop right about here, and then we're going to come back. We're going to finish this one out to there. So that little bit of a tail being stitched over with 2 satin stitches is not going to hurt anything. No different than doing a satin stitch over a fill stitch, which is also not going to hurt anything. Select that, select both, select all, unselect the ends, and unselect that one, that one, that one. Make them symmetric, and we look pretty good. Put in some rungs. Alrighty, and where we at? Not that one. We are on that one. Control K, extensions, Inkstitch, params. Satin column, custom satin column. See how it looks. Outstanding. Hit apply and quit. Now we got to figure out what are we going to do about, oh yeah, we got to do that still. Never mind. We're not there yet. We're about to be. Okay. We are going to grab the Bezier tool. We're going to come inside of here. We're going to start there and come around. Again, the sharper your turn, the more clicks you want inside of that. Might be able to get away with this one doing this. Maybe. We're going to try it. Gonna do the other side. Oops. Make sure you go across that part that you did already. All right, same thing. Bezier tool or the nodes tool is selected. Go ahead and select this one too. Control A to select all. Didn't select all. Control A. Control A. There we go. I'm going to unselect both of these. I'm going to unselect both of these. And that shouldn't matter. How'd we do in the turn? Oh, that's not bad. Got a little bit of a bumpy ride going on here and here. Okay. Yep. And there. Okay. Get them cross hatches in there, otherwise known, aka also known as rungs. And grab whichever one that is, would be there. Control K and extensions Inkstitch params. Satin column, custom satin column. How do we look? Ooh, nice turn. That was one of the fabulous things about Inkstitch 3 is they gave us this turn radius. Can't remember what it's called. It is right here, I think. Or not. Yeah, right there. Short stitch inset. That's the one. So that 15% represents a 15% shorter stitch right here for that strong turn. That is cool. All right, hit apply and quit. And then we're going to do the same thing here that we did over there. We're going to come down to here, run on down. We're going to come back, go to here, go to here, go to here. Get us some rungs in there. And we need that one, which is that one to there. Control K. Extensions Inkstitch params. Satin column, custom satin column. How do we look? Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it is. Hit apply and quit. We should be good there. All right. The only thing I've got left, as far as I know, is this little double square diamond pattern shape. I'm not sure how to call that. I'm going to take a chance. Now, when you're doing it this way, you're going to have to go a little bit longer than what your original design looks because of pull comp. So I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger than what the pull comp indicates. And by how much bigger it needs to be really depends on the fabric you're using, the machine you're using. It's something that you'll have to stitch out a test piece in order to see if it's quite right or not. Okay, I've got that. Now what I'm going to do is hit Control D to duplicate, and I'm going to flip that over, and then we're going to drag it straight down. And we will have to adjust it a little bit, like so. And then scoot it into place, like so. Okay, so this is a rough estimate. I don't know what you're stitching it on. Don't know your machine you're using. I think you did tell me the machine you're using. I'm not sure. I've gotten a lot of emails lately, and I love it. I just wish I had more time in the day. I'd do more of these. Anyway, all I did was those two. They have the same exact number of nodes in the same location opposing each other. I don't need any rungs. I'm going to go extensions. Oh, nope. I'm going to Control K first, and now I'm going to go extensions Inkstitch params because I've already showed you what the params looks like when you don't do satin stitch hit custom satin stitch, and we have our diamond pattern. Double, square, double diamond, whatever it is. Hit apply and quit, and this one should be done except for the auto route. I'm going to hide the image. We're going to select the main thing, and we're going to go extensions, Inkstitch, visualize. We're going to do that first. Fast forward. Wow, that looks pretty good. I think that looks pretty good. Hit close. Now, with all of them selected, now that I have all of them selected, extensions, Inkstitch, tools, satin, auto route, satin columns. I don't want to do any trims. I want it to be all done in one sequence, basically. And I don't necessarily need to preserve the order of the satin columns because I don't care what order they happen in. So I'm just going to hit apply. It's going to work on it. Hit close, and we should be good to go. Let's check out the preview now. Ha. That is nice. Man. I kind of impressed myself. I did that fairly quickly, roughly 20 minutes. Not bad. Actually, I did pause a couple times, so a little over 15 minutes maybe, I think. But yeah, not bad. Alrighty, hit close. I'm going to save this one. File, save as. And we're going to wipe that one clean. Actually, I'm just going to close it out. Close that one out. Let's open that other one up real quick. And we're going to do a satin stitch on Salam. That was the one that she said, I don't know. That was the one the email indicated that they were having trouble with. So we're going to do that Salam real quick. And that is a pretty fancy font. And I'm going to show you how to do that one real quick. So open with Inkscape, import. Alrighty. Guess that first one took me about 20 minutes now that I'm looking at it. Okay, so for this one's tricky because usually I'm measuring to see how wide a satin stitch can be. And 2.6 mil. That's perfect. Problem is, how wide is this satin stitch going to be? Do we want this to be a satin stitch or do we want this to be a running stitch? Is this very thin satin stitch, but it's a pretty thick running stitch? What do we do here? Do we make the satin stitch too thin or do we make the line bigger? And I think I'm going to go with make the line bigger. I think. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I need a reference. I need a reference on how big, compared to that line, how big is, let's say 1 mil. So 1 mil. 1 mil. Yeah, roughly about twice as big. So I think we can do that. I think we can do that and make it look good. We can go a little bit less than that, but that's what we're going to do. Alrighty. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start right here. I'm going to come outside the line a little bit because we need to make that just a little bit bigger. And now we can start following. And we're going to go to right about here. I'm going to scoot back up. You know what I didn't do is I didn't turn the opacity down a little bit. Let's do that now. That's better. All right, let's go back up here. Again, we're going to go a little bit bigger. And we're going to draw outside the line. And then once we get down here, close this off, I'm going to measure see what I ended up with. Grab my yardstick. .8. We can get away with .8. Should be able to. I do .8 mil satin stitches pretty regularly. Okay, same thing as the other one. We're going to grab both sides, control all. Don't have any hard stopping turns, so I'm not going to worry about unchecking anything. And we're going to smooth that around. Draw that one in a little bit. Okay. Draw that one in a little bit. Okay. Ding, ding, ding. Put us some rungs in there. And combine. I think I'm trying to combine everything. So, Inventions Inkstitch params. Satin stitch. Looks good to me. Apply and quit. So now, oh, you know what? Yeah, I'll do that again. So I want to see where it ends. I think it ended on the middle right side. I wanted it to end on the other side. Okay, yeah, that's where I want it to end. Good. Because I'm going to go, instead of running a running stitch, we're going to go right straight from here. Make sure we come on the inside a little bit. We're going to go outside the line a little bit because we need it to be a little thicker. And once again, the tighter your turn, the more clicks you want to make. Make sure you overlap the other one a little bit. And I think I want to pull that down just a hair. Now I can pull that one down just a hair. Okay. Okay. And back here, make sure we're inside a little bit. And inside the column and outside of our baseline. Going around. Going up. Close it off. Alrighty. Hit that. And boom. Rounding around. Very good. Hit our draw tool. And get the last. Okay, that was the first one. Grab that. Hit Control K. Inventions Inkstitch params. Satin column. Looks good. And I also want this to end on the right hand side, which it did. And we're going to go from there. End it on the right hand side right about here. We need to draw again. We're going to draw outside the line to make that just a little bigger. What are we getting into? The big old part of the A. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. So we're just going to stop it right there. We're going to run from here to there. And we can probably get away. I don't think I drew that same. There's our combine extensions, Inkstitch params, satin column, custom satin column. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, it doesn't look good. Ah, that would be why. I'm actually going to delete one of these nodes and pull this down here. Pull that down there. Alrighty. Now it should look better. Let's try that params again. Satin column, custom satin column. Much better. Hit apply and quit. Okay. We are going to run a running stitch. Okay, we're going to run a running stitch around here to somewhere in that neighborhood. Hit extensions, Inkstitch params, make sure it is a running stitch. Chink, chink, chink. It is a running stitch, apply and quit. Now we're going to start our satin stitch going around this way. To somewhere in there. Do it again from right about here. Select the nodes, select both sides, Control A, select all, round the nodes off. Looks good. Draw some rails. Nope, rungs. Figure after all this time I'd get that right. Alright, from the last one we did, which should be the running stitch. The running stitch, which is that one. We're going to go up, Control K, extensions, Inkstitch params. Second column. That'll be just fine. Hit apply and quit. And now another running stitch from somewhere roughly in there to somewhere roughly in there. Params to make sure it's a running stitch. And it is. Satin stitching from here. All the way down the round. Make this out a little bit more than I meant to. We'll fix that in a minute. And then grab somewhere right about there, come down and around. This one's a really tight turn, so you want to do a lot of clickies in there. Outstanding. Do that one, and I want that one, and I want to move that one over. Control A for all, and curve. Didn't do that one, so do that one separately then. Alrighty. Let's throw us some rungs in there. I'm gonna start going into that turn a little early. Start coming out of that turn a little late. And that should give us a pretty good turn. Last one I did is the running stitch. So from there to there, okay, extensions, Inkstitch params. Let's see how that sharp turn looks. That'll work. Not bad at all. Apply and quit. What are we going into? Oh, L. What we're going to do is we're going to come from here, go straight across. That's a running stitch. And then we're going to jump right into this. And just go all the way around with this L right here. And I'll have to fix that running stitch and that other thing here in just a minute. Not a problem. Clicky, click, click, click. Come on down. You know, it's a sad shame that you can get demonetized for playing music in your videos, because I'm not sure y'all want to hear my voice 100% of the time when I'm just making idle chit-chat. Okay, good. And again, we'll fix that shortly. And run that pretty deep in so that it makes for a better satin stitch. Okay, really sharp turn. We're going to make a whole bunch of little clickies right here. That'll work. Alrighty. Now, I am going to wait fixing that until after I've already got it satined out. Because I need to see which side it all starts on and all that. So again, we're going to start going into this turn a little early, and we're going to start coming out of this turn a little late. That makes for a little bit cleaner of a really sharp turn. Same thing here, going in the turn early and coming out of the turn late. All right. So the last thing I did was that running stitch. Controls, extensions, Inkstitch params. Satin column, custom satin column. It starts on the top. Remember that. Ends on the bottom. Not as big a deal, but it starts on the top. So we're going to adjust our running stitch to match up with it starting at the top. Alrighty. There we go. There we go. Now, we've done this before. Most of the time I will do the S and then group it together, and then the A and group it together. But since this is all kind of running stitches into satin stitches, it makes it a little bit harder to do that. But I do already have an A. So I don't need the lead up to the A, I just need the A, which is I need that running stitch, I need that satin stitch, I need that running stitch and that satin stitch. So I'm going to select those four things and hit Control D for duplicate. Now with those still selected, I have to move those as a unit, and I'm going to press Control so that they come as cleanly as possible. And we have our second A done like that. Sweet. That is outstanding. All right, so the only thing left is this M. This M's a little tricky because the lead off is a quarter of the way up each of the columns. So it's not hard. It's just you got to think about it ahead of time. That's all. Okay, for the M, we're going to run a running stitch up to there. That's a running stitch. And then we're going to satin stitch down from there. I'm not sure, but we might be able to borrow this column for the second column. I'm going to have to stop somewhere in there. We're going to stop roughly right about there. And then we're going to do the other side over here. Down to about there. That's not bad. I don't think we need to curve that one's around so much. We're going to run us some rungs. The running stitch is that one. So above that, go, Control K, extensions, Inkstitch params. Satin column, custom satin column. Ends on the left-hand side. So from the left-hand side, we're going to run a running stitch down. And then we're going to satin stitch back up. Two roughly right about there. Now the best this M would come out is to actually do the letter backwards. Believe it or not. Give us some cross rungs. And from the running stitch on, Control K, extensions, Inkstitch params. I have considered doing a lettering font library for pretty sure this exact font, or if not this font, very close to it, because this font's a little tricky. So it ends on the right hand side, which is where we want it to end. And yeah, we're just going to have to go with it. This one will come all the way around. And just like that one's going to end right about here. Start that down here. Now this is a really, really tight turn. So you want a lot of clickies in there. Keep that turn tight. And come on down to about there. Throw us some rungs in there. This first rung's going to have to be pretty angled. And we're just going to more or less keep that angle going up so that when we come into this turn, we're coming into this turn early and we're coming out of this turn late. That'll make for a better turn. Running stitch. Oh, we didn't do a running stitch, did we? Okay, we did that column into that column. Okay, extensions, Inkstitch params. Satin column, custom satin column. Oh yeah. Hit apply and quit. Oh darn it. I didn't see which side it ended on. That long little bugger right there's. You have to watch that. Keep an eye on that. Ends on the right side, so that's good. From the right side down. And we're going to run right back up. rungs. And our running stitch is there. Grab above it. Control K, extensions, Inkstitch params. Satin stitch, custom satin column. And that leaves one more loop-de-doo. I didn't make sure it ends on the right, did I? Slacker. And it does. Line quit. It ends on the right, so we want to start our stitch somewhere close to that end on the right. We're going to come right about here, and we're going to go up. Up and around. And start here and go up. Really tight turn, make a bunch of clickies. I made these nodes just a little bit further apart, so I'm going to go back to keeping our symmetry here. Okay. And then back to that. Again, we're going to start our turn early, end our turn late. Got to switch down here. Start our turn early, end our turn late. Oops. And that one. Control K. Extensions, Inkstitch params. Satin column, custom satin column. Good turn. That's a good turn. Yes, yes. Applying quit. I'm going to hide that image. And we're going to grab this whole thing. We're going to see what it looks like all the way down out. Preview. Ooh, I'm almost an hour into this thing. So much for it being a short video. Let's speed this up. Oh yeah. Outstanding. Nice. Like it. So, that is the two pieces that I was requested to do. I didn't do the rest of each of the piece. I'll leave that on to you. The first one, if you want to put the letters on it, the Inkstitch lettering tool should work for that. It may even work for the second one too. But other than that, that's it for this video. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Till next time, I'm out.